The world is talking about Lori Harvey's relationship with actor Damson Idris. Harvey's dating history has been the topic of discussion for the last couple of years, and this particular relationship has everyone talking because of the alleged friendship between Idris and Michael B. Jordan. Today, Idris would subliminally address his critics via his Instagram story by saying, "Happy back to the grind day. Be thankful for today and always remember, there are a bunch of miserable people out there who want to take your good vibes away. Don't let them." Today, we've got our comedy hype analysts, Danielle Miller-Capone and Pierre, calling into the show to give both their thoughts and reactions. Pierre, let me come over to you. What are your thoughts? Are we surprised to see Lori Harvey in the news, over a relationship?
No, we choose a few people that we like to hold, hang on to and find out all their business. No different when Kim Kardashian was doing it. It's not about their talent necessarily. It's just about their relationship. And for some reason, we make stars out of people with the most minuscule thing, just dating, what they look like. They become now stars, not their talent. Right back in my days, it was talent, but now it's just, hey, you just being you nowadays. And it's just whatever what you eat. We want to know what you eat every day and so forth. So no, she's a pretty young lady, and she, I'm gonna say it this way, she's doing her thing. Okay, she's doing her thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go with that. And we like to know who's doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon, if you have a camera in front of you, we're gonna wonder what Symphony doing with her thing.
Let me cut you off, Capone. Let me cut Pierre off before you start acting up. Capone, let me bring you in and get you. Capone, let me get your thoughts. Are you surprised to see Lori Harvey, in the news based on a relationship?
No. What I am surprised at is the men. I mean, this track record of men that just don't seem to care. I mean, what kind of beauty does a woman possess that you publicly have to be known to be dealing with her? It's like she don't like privacy. Once she dating you, it's gonna be out. So no, I'm not surprised.
I'm going to give a round of applause for Danielle for being back, because we clap for being back. Are we surprised to hear Lori Harvey back in the news for another dating situation?
No. The reason why I don't think, for me, I'm not surprised is because people have made it their business to put a microscope on her love life and to sort of paint her like this poster child for what woman shouldn't do, and that she should be embarrassed at the fact that she is exploring her options, because that's essentially what dating is. So I'm not surprised about it at all.
Now, let me come to you, Pierre, because there's a lot of people that are discussing, as I mentioned earlier, just this I guess, turning their back on of this alleged friendship between Michael B. Jordan, because, that's who Lori Harvey dated last, and now with Damson Idris, a lot of people are saying, hey, there was a friendship once there, and now you're dating the same woman. So let me get your thoughts, Pierre. Do you think Damson Idris is wrong if he was friends with Michael B. Jordan?
When you say be wrong, is it wrong? You're putting that standard in the time I grew up in, the 70s, 80s, and 90s. There was a bro code back then. Man, nowadays, these fellas out here nowadays, it's on and popping. We binary, we do what we do who we do. Men wear women's clothes, women wear men's clothes. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the hell's happening nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So, no, for this day and age, what these kids are doing, kids being under 30 or whatever, under 35 years old, ain't no rules, man. You know what I'm saying? If it's a hole, you poke it. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn who knows it. Let's share life. Everybody nowadays want to be sharing. They care so much about each other. They want to share everything and shit. So no, for this day, for my day, it'd have been a bro code move.
Now, Pierre, you keep grouping us, this under 30 together, and I got to keep reminding you there are some of us that are under 30 that are just a little bit different. So I want to make sure I stand up for.
Let me tell you this. I'm generalizing. I don't know every human being in the world. There are some good white cops too, but we don't talk about them. We talk about the bad white cop, right? We ain't saying every white cop. You get what I'm saying? So that's not. So you know what I'm saying. I'm generalizing.
I got you. I appreciate it. Danielle, let me bring you in and get your thoughts. If this friendship is to be true between Damson and Michael B. Jordan, do you think it's wrong for Damson Idris to be dating Michael B. Jordan's ex, Lori Harvey?
Okay, so let me first say this. Let me backtrack to what I said originally in terms of people putting a microscope on her of what not to do in dating. That's more so of the men that are doing it. You have a lot of women that are glorifying what she's doing, and for other women that are staying quiet about it, some of them wish that they could act as a Lori Harvey in exploring their options. And in terms of the friendship of what I've seen in the media about Michael B. Jordan and Damson, I really have to question, are they really friends, or are they just industry cool? I think what we have to realize is there's a difference between friends and associates. There's a difference between me saying, hey, how are you, and me being on the phone with you for hours, telling you all type of vital things about me and my life and being vulnerable with you. That's a friendship. So do I think that Damson is wrong? If they weren't friends, I mean, it is what it is. It's fair game. It's whatever. If they were friends, and I'm talking about real friends, whereas like they was all out having deep conversations, then yes, it is wrong. But here's where I'm gonna agree with Pierre. I think the bro code is thrown out the window for both genders in this day and age. And there are some of us that still operate under that cis code, under that bro code. Like me, I'll never date somebody that I'm dating one of my friends. But for some people, like they don't care. They just care about being in the circle all the time and being in the hype all the time. And that's why you see so many times women or men are passed around in the same circle, because they're just trying to stay inside of the clout of it all, if that makes sense.
No, I think that makes perfect sense. And yeah, I think you and Pierre are right about that. That bro code and cis code is fithering away more and more. Capone, let me bring to you. We have the bro code, but I kind of want to flip the question a little bit because I've gotten their thoughts and I'd love to get yours from a different perspective. Do you think Lori Harvey, let's say that Damson and Michael B. Jordan are friends, do you think Lori Harvey would be in the wrong for dating two friends if they are to be friends?
Let's be realistic. Lori dated Puffy and his son. So friends really don't have anything to do with it. You dated a father and son. There's no integrity there. Whatever she feels she's doing, she's doing. And we are the ones who making her a superstar. If it was anybody else, she'd be called a hoe. But because of this created celebrity status that she has, we are intrigued by it. And we're not holding the men accountable as men. Like you got this woman just running around dating, but her mother did. Her mother dated, got 2 kids by 2 cousins from back in the days.
Yes.
So, and her mother was Steve Harvey's ex-wife's good friend. She used to confide in her. Mary, the first wife, was friends with Marjorie. So, I mean, they say the apple don't fall off the tree, but those are just 2 trees. That's the same tree.
Now, while I can't confirm, I didn't know about the Marjorie, so that's definitely news for me. But in the E! News, recently Lori Harvey did do an interview with E! News, and she did say that is a rumor about her dating a father and a son. Now, she didn't name anyone specifically. She just said there was a rumor of her dating a father and a son, and that was not true. So I guess we'll see as things come out more and more what happens. But Pierre, I want to move us along because you actually have a bit about dating people in the industry. So I want to pose this question to you. Why do you think we see celebrities dating the same people? Let's take Lori Harvey out of it. We see it in other occasions as well. Why do you think we see people dating in the same people?
Well, one is because they're around each other so much. If you date outside of money or fame or whatever, you feel like somebody might want you just for your fame and money. So you kind of keep it together, around each other. So you're dating people who are used to being around other people of your ilk, I would say. So that's why they want to go outside. You don't see nobody, normally famous, rich stars, fine celebrity, whatever you want to call it, dating somebody from the post office. No disrespect to the post office, you know what I'm saying? But you don't see that often. So they stay together, amongst themselves. And, I talked to Melissa Ford one time, and she was telling me that she dated somebody famous and she knew he was cheating. And I said, well, damn, this was years ago. I said, why are you still dating him? And she said, well, and knowing that you cheated, she said, well, because I don't have nowhere else to go. There's no other places really, but in the industry, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no other place to go. And I thought that was really kind of weird. Like, damn, you accept that from a dude that, you know, was cheating on you because he's in the industry and you around that only? Like, damn. And so some people know what's going on. I personally never dated somebody in the industry because I know the pressures, especially for a woman to look a certain way. It's a lot different if you work at a regular job and you're worrying about a pimple or whatever, or weight gain. You may let that slide. But in the industry, there's a lot of pressure put on male and females, but especially females, to look a certain way and have a job and not work. So you got to, you know, people don't realize when you're working on a sitcom or movie, whatever, when it's over, you're technically fired. You got to find another job. But if you work at the post office, you show up every day, you can work there for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So the pressure of keep finding another job and being more famous and being more relevant is too much pressure. And I wouldn't want to be in a situation, in a relationship where that kind of pressure is all the time, especially on a woman. I feel for women that are in the industry. That's why a lot of them are single. You know, it's kind of hard, or they'll marry somebody that don't look nothing like they want. They get to the point where they're like 40, 45 years old. And before you know it, they marry some old chubby doctor who looked like hell and shit, but like, that's my boo. Yeah, it's your boo now. It wasn't your boo when you were 20 and 30, when you was fine as hell. Now you're falling off and you want to have, well, not falling off, but you're not looking the same way and you want that same lifestyle. And that dude, that guy, the pharmacy or the doctor or the lawyer, you know, is your new husband.
Celebrities worry about themselves too much that they're not really paying attention to their wives or their husbands. And there's like Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher dated one of the basketball players' wives. And I mean, there's a million women out here. Why are you? So, you know, there's an undertone there that a lot of people are jealous, or there's a lot of people that have been checking you out. That's why relationships need to be private. They need to be, if you're a one-on-one, they need to be one-on-one. Once you start bringing friends around, it's a whole lot of different things that happen. And that's not only with celebrities, that's just with people, period.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen it in my time and just my regularness. Danielle, of course you can respond to that, but I'd love to move us forward because there seems to be a double standard, and you kind of touched on this a little bit of, you know, we see men dating multiple women all the time, and it's kind of, let's look for example, you know, in the media Future, people look at him as like, oh, you know, that's Mac, they make jokes, but then like with Lori Harvey, who stays in the headlines as well, it's kind of like, oh, she's less desirable, or, you know, she's getting around and so forth. So there seems to be a double standard. So I want to ask you this, Danielle, do you think Lori Harvey is less desirable to be a wife because her relationships are so public? Do you think she has that stamp because of that?
Okay, so they can hate me in the comments. Let me pull out the cup. Let me come.
Don't worry about
it.
Don't even worry about it.
So here's what I think. What everybody else is thinking, because let me say my opinion first. My opinion is, as an adult, she can do whatever she wants. God gave us all the power of choice, and we choose to do whatever we choose to do as human beings, as adults. So whatever she chooses to do with her life, then that is on her. Now, in the court of public opinion, I think where this controversy or this label or the less desirable first came about was who she dated, and that was Future. Sorry, Future. When she dated Future, it was like, okay, they sort of, the public will then class you with who you're dating. And knowing Future's track record, she left Future and then she went to Michael B. Jordan. And publicly in a relationship, because then we saw the pictures floating around with her and other guys. And then people was like, okay, she's with somebody who's into her, she's with a decent guy, and then they broke up. And then she did an interview saying, well, if she's not happy, then she's gonna leave. And then that also fueled the narrative more that she gets around. She gets around. That's what fueled the narrative. She gets around. Now, child. Now,
Say the word.
Her being less desirable as a wife, women are gonna hate me for this, but I always say this: it's how the world works. There is a double standard when it comes to men and women, when it comes to dating. All of these men, we don't know if she's sleeping with all of them, but public assumes she's sleeping with them, which means for a man, it's like what P. Diddy's son said: I don't want to be with a female with a high body count. men grade us on things like that, and they look at us with the more men that we've been with, it's like the less and less they are attracted to us because a man wants something that is sort of like he holds value in certain things. Now, when it comes to, and that is because also too, we cannot negate the fact that as a woman, you can't sleep with a man for more than three times and not get emotionally attached. I'm so very sorry for all the city girls. I'm so sorry I said that. But as a man, when he has sex with somebody, it's just a, oh, let me get this off. Let me just get this vibe off and let me just go about my business. So that is why there's a double standard when it comes to men and women in terms of dating and who we've been with and that. So by the world standard, yes, she is.
Yeah.
She would be considered less desirable the more and more men she dates, especially publicly. But for me personally, honey, it's your life. The Lord gave us the power of choice. Do what you want to do with your life. Y'all don't come for me in the comments. It's just a fun.
Yeah, and Pierre, I'm going to come to you because I love to get a male perspective on this. Of course, if you want to respond to Danielle, but also, is Lori Harvey less desirable because of, how public her dating life is?
Let's talk about in the form of God. There are 8 women to 1 man in this world, and it's because of procreation to keep this world going on. Think about it: 1 man out of 8 women. So he can impregnate 8 women, and they can make more people. If it was vice versa, if it was 8 women, if it was 8 men to 1 woman, once she's pregnant, she's off the market, and them 7 men have got to look around for what? So it has to be. So men are made to want to go out there and have more sex and do that. It's a different drive. Women aren't built for that, to have sex. Not only, that y'all nurturers. Y'all not out here thinking about how many men I can have, because y'all bodies are more of a temple there. We are out here trying to procreate, make this world go. Naturally, marriage was made up, but cavemen weren't married. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a marriage license. Once we did that, that's when we started saying, well, one-on-one. You need to be one-on-one. And women want us to be one-on-one. Men ain't no one-on-one. Okay, in the comments, there's gonna be some dudes, I like being one-on-one with my woman. I get you. But normally, men are out here to procreate. We out here to get it on. That's what it is. Now, if you want to marry us, that's cool. But on the side, I need a couple more chicks to keep getting it on. Because if you get pregnant, you out of the commission for 9 months. And hell with that. I still got needs. And we got men got needs. So that's why women look a little differently when y'all are out here doing the most. Men are made to do the most.
Capone, help me out. Pierre is going. Pierre.
Yeah, you trying to get him on your side. Capone a real dude. He know what time it is. Yeah.
You are entitled to your opinion. We love your opinion, Pierre. Capone, I'm gonna bring
The reason why there's more women than men in this world. So there's got to be a reason why.
Capone, let me bring you in and ask you that same question. What are your thoughts? Of course, we know there's a double standard, but when facts come to facts, do you think Lori Harvey is just less desirable because of how many men we've seen her date in the public?
I might be wrong on this, but I tried to look at her as being sexy. She's not sexy. There's nothing. She looks like a child. She's shaped like a child. There's nothing sexy about it, and I really don't know what the whole hoopla is about her. Now, as far as what Pierre said, it might have been true in religion. Like Muslims feel like you can have a certain amount of wives and all of that. But when diseases started coming, that's when the one-on-one started. Nobody wants to be sleeping around and you contracting something with all of these different people or women or however you want to put it. I would prefer to just sleep with one woman, and not that I'm not being real, Pierre, it's just that diseases changed a lot of things.
Okay, if there wasn't diseases, what would you do then? If diseases wasn't around, what would you do then? Let's be about, okay, what about that part?
Not you trying to get Capone on your side. Not you trying to.
You trying to throw a cap. Of course, I don't want disease either. I ain't out here wilding out either, but I know what it is.
He is a one-woman man. He's a one-woman.
He is now. The nigga old now. The nigga old. He wasn't like that when he's in his 20s and 30s. Ask Capone about them 20s and them 30s, nigga, okay?
Well, as always, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all always make these fun topics, and I appreciate y'all so much. Let's move along because I want to know what you have coming up. Danielle, I am going to kick it off with you first because, again, you're back. My girl calling in from the Bahamas. What do you have coming up? And, of course, how can people follow you?
So I have coming up, we are in the process of getting together, Sis, to start recording Sis again. So look out for that. We are planning to drop in March. Earlier, Pierre asked me if we plan to ever travel to the United States of America, and that is also on the agenda as well. And you can follow me on Instagram at D.A. Miller, D-E-E-A Miller. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel where there are already episodes of Sis there. That's Danielle, D-E-N-I-E-L-L-E. You can follow me on Facebook under the same name as well as Twitter.
Beautiful. Capone, I'm coming over to you. What do you have coming up? And of course, how can people follow you? And by the way, Capone, yesterday they was talking about your background. So we appreciate a different view. They said don't be on those stairs. You can't be on those stairs.
What happened? Oh, well, I'm sorry if one of my houses have
Let them know.
spiral steps.
One of my house.
One of his. Let them know.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Cap, where my cap at? Shit.
I'm sorry, I can walk up to a different part of the house.
Oh my God.
I love it. Respond to him. Let them know. But what do you have coming up, Capone, and how can people follow you?
Capone is capping like a mother. Cap, shit. Yeah, go on, Capone. One of your houses, all right. The cap.
Well, next weekend, I'm going to be at Atlanta Comedy Theater. I heard Pierre was just there.
Yeah.
I think they're watching us and trying to keep us going back to back. So I'll be there not this weekend coming up, the next weekend. I'm actually taking this weekend off to spend time with my little man. We're going to do a little traveling together wherever we go. Wherever he wants to go, we're going. But the 26th, I'll be in the Atlanta Comedy Theater. I got 5 shows. So make sure y'all get those tickets. Atlanta's always asking when I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm here. And that's what's going to happen. And you can follow me on Instagram, Comedian Capone. Try to work it out. Sound it out. Comedian. If you can't spell it, please don't follow me. Bottom line.
I love it. And last and certainly not least, Mr. Pierre, what do you have coming up? And how can people follow you?
Let me first start. Let me tell you how you can follow me. If you're disease free, okay? If you're disease free, follow me at Comedian Pierre. Okay, that's the first thing. All right. So, ladies, if you're disease free, don't follow me. If you're not, then like you said, no. But the new season of Pierre's Panic Room is starting this week, man. I got my man Steven Jackson on and Linnell doing 2 different shows. So continue, please support Pierre's Panic Room, man. I really appreciate it. And I'm chilling for the next 2 weeks. I done worked enough. I'm tired, and we will start back up in I think about 2 more weeks. I got some shows, and we'll talk about it then. It's too far in advance. But again, I always love these discussions, man.
Absolutely, and I appreciate y'all for always calling and chiming in. And of course, you heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts about Damson Idris responding to the backlash for dating Lori Harvey? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Them comments.
Gotta see them comments. Big fan of the Comedy Hype News Show? Well, now you can join us live in studio for lunch at Comedy Hype. Click the link down below in our description or go to our Instagram page and click the link in our bio for your chance to RSVP. I hope to see you here for Comedy Hype News. I'm Symphony Thompson.